6 years.
Sword doesn't care what you meant. No phone line behind the sword. It just cuts.
You are one crew, or you're the enemy of one crew.
You're not a murderer.
You're not.
You're wrong. Do it. You feel the way you're supposed to feel after you take a life. I feel nothing. Love no one. No one can hurt you.
I think the person who before this happened is still in there. Looking for you. My sister died a long time ago. You're not my responsibility. Please, strength without mercy is nothing.
Your mistake was liking it. Power.
We can't win. It's over.
It's the kiss of death. I did things. Things that will haunt me until the day I die. Give us another solution. Give me another option.
Everything I did made sense. No, nothing does.
My people, my brother, my responsibility. My responsibility. You betrayed me. Just the other part so wish I was done. Be careful of the dark, Octavia.
And it's made your dark side strong.
Too easy to lose your way.
Who are you now, Miss Blake? Who are you now? One of us.
I'm not tree crew, I'm not sky crew. I'm one of you. Sky crew.
Sky Ripper.
I'm nothing. This is who I am. Let her live what she's become. So it's okay for me to be the monster, but not you, is that right? And maybe it's you and no sleepless. Give me a better idea. I couldn't find my way out of the dark. I know you're still trying to save me now. If you can't save someone who's already dead.
Marie Avgeropoulos, everybody. Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
You just sit way over there, or you just sit next to me?
I'd love to sing next to you. if that's
Oh,
okay.
thanks. Oh, I like your Bass Pro Shops hat.
Thank you. I'm from Thunder Bay, Ontario, and know how to fish. So while we're standing, stay standing,
Oh,
okay?
okay, yes.
Everybody get up.
There we go.
Are you ready? You know what we're doing on the count of 3, right? Right?
Yep.
Put your hands in the air. 1, 2, 3. All right, sit down. It's been a long weekend.
How's your first ConAgeddon been, Marie?
It's been lovely, yeah. I love everybody in Boston. They're so sweet.
They are.
Yes.
The fan interactions, I mean, it's been a while. The show's been over for a while.
Yeah.
Is there a common theme for what people have told you Octavia's meant to them?
Is there a common theme? Yeah, there has been a common theme, for sure. There's been a lot of parallels. I've been very touched and honored over the years from fans telling me that I helped them through a lot of their own personal dark times. Whatever that means individually to them, but just know that means a lot to me.
That's nice. Okay, so Taylor Swift Eras Tour is happening right now. Just wait, there is a point to this story. It's nothing to do with her. I want to talk about Octavia's eras. You had 7 seasons, and 7 seasons, and arguably 7 different eras of Octavia. Which one is your favorite?
Blood Raina season was my favorite because that was the most challenging for me as an actress, definitely. The whole cannibalism thing was really dark. But during the Blood Raina season, I got a nod from Stephen King, who tweeted me saying that I was his favorite on The 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think it's only because I look like its wife. You know what you think? With the red forehead, like it had a wife? Wouldn't it be Blood
Wait, the
Raina?
creepy clown? You think Blood Raina looked like the creepy clown's wife?
Well, that's what Stephen King said. He didn't
Amazing.
really- I didn't say it.
That's a pretty great compliment.
Thank you.
Yeah. Were you? Yeah, I think most people would be afraid of Blood Raina. When you were on the show, did you I can speak after all this time. Did you prefer more character interaction work or more the physical stunts?
Both, because I was given the option to do both. The writers were really generous and gracious to me and understood that I had a pretty solid physicality to be able to tell a story, whether it's through the sword or through my heart and mind and soul. So I was so honored that Octavia got to do both.
Watching that video, what struck you? Like, what are you? You should be proud of your body of work. Are you?
I'm so proud of my body of work.
Aww.
Yeah, it was a really dark show to shoot. Octavia didn't smile very much. But, you know, she had a lot to say and she had a lot to prove to everybody, and I thought that was really interesting for the audience members to really see her grow because she was the underdog.
What do you think post the show, post season 7, them on the beach? What do you think the rest of her life looks like?
The rest of Octavia's life, I hope, just looks like happiness because she didn't ever really get to understand what that felt or meant like. She always had to be somebody else, play somebody else, hide, fight for somebody else, and I just hope she just finds peace. That's what we all need in our lives, don't you think? A little peace of quiet, calm, serenity,
Amen.
health, happiness, family, friends.
You've gone on to do other movies where you're doing your own stunts and you're doing various forms of martial arts. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Tell us more about those projects.
Yeah, I just have a new film coming out called Queen of the Ring, and it's about how women's wrestling originated in the 1940s. So I play a character called Elvira Snodgrass, who is an actual woman who passed away. She lived many, many years ago and used to travel around the southern United States. And she used to travel with a man's hat in the back seat of her car to make it look like she wasn't traveling alone. And she was smoking a cigarette outside the window of her car, and her car flipped. And she had to cut her own arm off, and that's how she finished her wrestling career. Because obviously she had an ailment that couldn't allow her to continue. But I played this project starring Emily Bett Rickards from Arrow, Josh Lucas, Walton Goggins, and all kinds of other amazing actors there's way too many to name right now. Francesca Eastwood, who's a dear friend of mine. And that's going to be coming out in the next couple months, so I'm excited for all of you to see that. I speak with a southern accent, and it's a period piece. We're all dressed quite fancy, which is
Can you give us a little taste of your southern accent?
Not now.
Okay, great. Just thought I'd ask.
I'll have to throw you in the harbor, because right now I'm learning the Boston.
Oh boy, okay. Me too. Now, do you see yourself enjoying being a comedic actor? Do you see yourself in a rom-com someday?
Yeah, of course.
You're
I
hilarious.
can do all the things. I'm theatrically trained, you know, but I don't know. I guess it's what the business thinks me of as a total badass, which is fine. You know, all my ex-boyfriends fear me. It's cool.
Good answer. Okay, well, you know what? We're going to open up to fan questions.
Yes, please.
You're here and you're a magical unicorn. You don't do a lot of cons, so let's just let the fans ask their questions.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What was your favorite show to act in?
Well, The 100, of course. I took up all my 20s and 30s. That's an easy question.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello. Quick question. In a complex situation, Octavia, Echo, Dioza, who's winning?
Octavia's winning. And I'm so sorry because they're all my really good friends, but yeah, definitely. She's the most highly trained warrior out of all of them. Yeah.
Also, they're taller, and you can just get down there and do your thing
Yeah.
and you slide into the thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
So Octavia becomes like a total badass with the swords and everything. Have you ever done any like sword or weapons training before?
Never in my life. The 100 was my first time. Yeah, but it was really great. We had an amazing stunt team, and the sword felt like a right extension of my arm, and it was a lot of fun to train with that. And especially, sorry, it's been a long weekend.
That's okay.
Take two. They gave me the opportunity to have a horse, which was so amazing too. So sword fighting on horseback is even more epic. Yeah, I grew up poor, so I didn't have a horse. So it was kind of cool to be on a TV show where they let me have one for a minute. It's like a girl's best friend. I like big dogs, but big horses are fun too.
I also wanted to give you, I made you a friendship bracelet that says "We're back, bitches," because that's your most iconic line ever. So I wanted to give that to you.
That's so nice.
Thank you so much. And look, you shocked me. You got energy, bro. Okay, next question, thank you.
Hi, so the first few times I watched The 100 in full, I didn't really appreciate Levitt, but this time around that I saw it again before the convention, I kind of saw this parallel between Octavia, season 1, falling for Lincoln, and Levitt falling in love with Octavia. So I wonder, like, after everything Octavia went through, do you think she's really got the room to give him the place that he did in that relationship would grow strong, like Lincoln and Octavia?
I'm just trying to understand your question. So, do I think Octavia and Lincoln still have room for love after
Levitt's season 7. Like you, there's a
Oh,
parallel.
with Levitt.
There's a parallel.
Oh, Levitt. I thought you said Lincoln. Yeah, Levitt was a really interesting character for Octavia because they were, again, forbidden lovers on different sides. So, and he really opened up her heart to allow the trust to come through, and he really allowed a new layer for Octavia to come through fundamentally, I think. Levitt was a wonderful character. I wish there was more to explore there. And I wish he was here today. He's a lovely actor to work with as well.
Thank you. Real quick, she can't walk, so I'm gonna have Tara ask her question from there.
So my question is, Clark says I'm trying, Jake says it's not good enough.
Yes.
Yeah, it's right after Alexa. And I'm just wondering, after the bunker and everything, when Octavia was the leader, did she seem to understand where Clark was coming from at that point?
I don't think Clark and Octavia ever really had an understanding that ever sort of came through, other than the fundamental of their friendship and their love of Bellamy. Of course, that's my brother, my only sibling, and they have such a strong bond, being the leaders and the renegades that they are. But I think Octavia and Clark had a lot in common because Octavia had to do a lot of the uncomfortable responsibilities that Clark had to do up in the Ark, that she had to do in the bunker. So I think there is a lot of relatability to be had there, and they respect each other fundamentally, for sure. Plus, I just love that bitch in real life, too.
My second question was,
Sure.
I didn't understand how Clark was still alive whenever Octavia and Echo found out that she killed him.
Right.
How did that, like, how is Clark even still breathing?
The same way Octavia's watched Lincoln be executed and she kept breathing, you just gotta move forward on the 100 because these women are strong and they don't take shit from anybody.
I just think Octavia would have took her head.
Well, there's too much involved on that one. Octavia turned a new leaf in the later seasons to try to lighten up and find some humility, humanity, and empathy for others.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I was wondering what your favorite scene to film was and what the hardest scene to film was for you.
Sure, my favorite scene of the 100 is you are one crew or you're the enemy of one crew, choose. 100%. Because that was the turning point for my character where I really started living, breathing, and enjoying playing Octavia fundamentally so much. Not saying I didn't before, but that really took me into a new evolution of myself as an actress portraying that character. Especially after playing her for so many years, it was really interesting to have to find new layers of her that I didn't discover yet. What was the second question? Sorry, my friend.
What the hardest scene was to film, whether emotionally or physically?
The hardest scene for me to film, I think, was Lincoln's death scene because he wasn't even there the day he died, and there was a telephone pole with a X taped to it for me to stare at. And on the count of 3, they just said 1, 2, 3, bang, he's dead. And I had to show all that emotion coming off the horse after being unconscious and just witness the love of my life. And I really wanted to do the audience and the fans a favor because they had so much invested in Octavia and Lincoln's romance. So I hope I did that all for you. But
Alright, so I'm Mike, and I was just wondering, when you go in public and other, do normal people recognize you a lot?
Sometimes. It depends if I put makeup or not, buddy. Some days I'm looking rough, you know?
Your forehead, right?
So, okay, thanks for your question.
Do people come up to you and call you Octavia?
They do, yeah. Some people don't even know my real name. Avgeropoulos is a difficult one, though, to be fair.
Hi. Octavia was my favorite character. I loved her whole arc, and your performance of everything you did was so powerful.
Thank you.
I just wondered, I'm not sure if you asked, how did you enjoy the part on Skyrim, working with Yoza, the way those characters developed, and being developing these roles for you?
I loved working with Dioza. Octavia and Dioza had such a really cool dynamic because then Octavia became a stepmom, which is a really interesting storyline to sort of throw in there. And I think it was really important for her because it gave her some humility and took the edge off. Now that she had these 2 women that actually couldn't stand each other, had to raise a kid together, separate from everybody else. And she was pregnant during our filming, 7, 8 months pregnant, 3rd trimester. And I don't know if you guys remember that scene where we're sitting in all that slime.
Yeah.
So she was super pregnant and we weren't allowed to leave the slime because the bathrooms were 10 kilometers away. And I looked at her, she looked at me, and I'm like, let's go. And we both just peed in it all day long for 12 hours in our costumes. And we didn't care, and we bonded over that. So that's too much information for you guys. But that just goes to show you that, these set bond moments when you're in the middle of the forest with no cell phone service, desperate times, calls for desperate measures.
I love you. There's no such thing as TMI, Marie. I love it.
Hi. I want to know, if you want to rank your hobbies, playing with your dog, or playing your drums, or
Yeah, I have a new single coming out on Instagram, you guys, in June. And it's not going to be released digitally, it's only going to be on vinyl with a unique picture printed on the front, and I'm going to sign it, and it's going to be in gold, and there's only going to be 500 copies, but it's my new single called Black Lace, where I play drums and sing on it, and I hope you guys really enjoy it, and I really
Wow. You gonna tell us more about it on Instagram, right? Remind us on Instagram?
I will, yeah, I'll remind you guys a month before, because there's only going to be 500 gold limited copies signed. But I will mail them to your houses if you buy them.
Ooh, I'm sure the ConAgeddon account can repost you.
Okay.
Get the word out to everybody.
Love that.
Nice.
Well, how do you rank them? Do you prefer to do outdoorsy stuff, or do you prefer to
Absolutely, yeah. I ride a Harley Davidson motorcycle, and I love to snowboard, I love to box. I have a lot of hobbies. I love to play drums. Sometimes I like to act. That's a joke. Of course I love to act. Bad joke, sorry guys.
Hi Marie, I have a two-parter. What's your favorite stunts to film in 100 and also in Tracers with the parkour?
Oh, Tracers was fun, sort of. Yeah, parkour is interesting because it's the way you got to learn how to efficiently get from one way of the room to the other as fast as possible. So instead of going around all these tables, you jump over all the tables, the chairs, and that's the way people commit crimes a lot in really efficient ways. So that was a fun project to do for me. That was ages ago. But my favorite stunt scene on the 100 again was the, you know what, let's switch it up. And I think it was like season 2 where Octavia just gets her ass kicked in the rain in the dark in front of all the other crews to like prove a point that she's tough. That was really, really hard for me to do just because it was freezing outside and I threw myself around on the ground all the time. And it was rewarding because it looked really gnarly if you watch it back on screen. Yeah, thank you for the question.
Next part was my favorite is the conclave scene. What's it like working with Alien?
With Alien?
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that heartbreaking when I had to take his life in the Conclave episode?
Yes.
Yeah, that still makes me cry when I watch it. He's a sweetheart. He's got the best heart ever, and he's a fantastic actor. I only have lovely things to say about that gentleman.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Morgan, but I wanted to say this real quickly. You're a badass woman in this show. I cannot stop watching you, literally. But my question is, what is your favorite alliance was? What your favorite alliance was throughout the show?
Definitely with the Grounders. Octavia could identify with the Grounders more than anybody else. She never identified with Sky Crew. Yeah, you're welcome.
Hello. Calling back to Queen of the Ring for a moment, as a big wrestling fan, I was just wondering if there was anyone on set as like a stunt coordinator, or if any wrestlers gave you like a crash course in training?
We went to wrestling school for 2 weeks before we started filming, so I had to learn all the moves and a lot of different things. Yeah, we had a lot of wrestlers on the show, and our stunt coordinator Heath, he was incredible. That was just a fantastic team over in Louisville, Kentucky. We shot it in June, and it was just blazing hot. And yeah, it was great. I'm really excited for you guys to see this one. This is going to be a different thing that you haven't seen Marie do before.
Was Chavo involved? I feel like whenever there's a wrestling movie or something, Chavo Guerrero is one of the people that's there.
I can't tell you, otherwise I'll have to kill you. Wink.
Thank you.
It's coming out soon though, I promise. But yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it very much. But yeah, it's exciting. Thanks for the question.
So I have two things I want to say. The first thing is a bit more complicated, so I'll just leave that one first. So in the show, obviously at the end of season 5, the valley is blown up and everyone goes to space. In a scenario where one crew wins the valley and can be lived in, and Octavia is still in charge, how do you think her character would have developed from there?
How do I think Octavia would survive in where?
In a scenario where one crew wins Shallow Valley and it's safe to live in and she's still in charge, how do you think her character could have developed from there?
I don't think it matters where Octavia when she figures out a way to become in charge. She's got amazing manipulation skills to convince other people that her idea is a good one for all of humanity, whether it's right or not, because they know the repercussions if they don't listen are life or death. So she'd find a way.
And the second thing I wanted to ask is, because you've done your own, can you get up and can you say the you are one crew or you are one crew line?
Only if you come up here and do it with me.
Put your computer down.
Okay, you want to sit there? Sit at the end of the stage. Let me make you feel really comfortable. Have a seat. We're going to sit together. Octavia's over there, look. You are one crew, or you are the enemy of one crew. Choose. Good job. Octavia's not meant to make people feel comfortable sometimes.
Hi, you're amazing. You're so cool. What was your favorite Blood Rain scene? Like, not just in film, but to watch back on screen?
I really like the cannibalism episode. To convince everybody to eat others is a really poor choice. So I had to sit there with that script and go, what the? How am I going to make this character character likable. How am I going to convince this audience that I've just not gone completely batshit out of her freaking mind? But somehow I pulled it off because this is your brother. And without him being here, you won't survive. Take this as an honor. Choose. Wouldn't you eat him?
Persuasive.
Very persuasive.
Well, that was the line. Eat or die.
Let's see. If you had to play the drums for one band for one night at like a really big concert, where would it be?
I would host Saturday Night Live and play drums with Stevie Nicks in the same night. That would be my If I died the next day, got hit by a bus, I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, Jesus, take the wheel.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive. Quit bragging. Front row.
Hi. I just wanted to know what your favorite like season look for Octavia was, and what your favorite like war paint style was.
Well, I preferred Blood Rain this season because I feel like I actually got to flex my acting skills a little more. And I really liked the makeup a lot. The red forehead thing, you know, it looks like I fell in like a bottle of ketchup or something like that. I don't know.
What about outfits? You say which of the 7 seasons, which outfit was the best that you liked?
I liked all the armor. It was just really challenging to be in it.
Yeah.
Except for when I was with Dioza, then you just do it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hello?
Hello, how are you doing?
Good, I like your shirt.
Oh, appreciate it. Oh, yeah, price is right. Yep. I'm a fellow musician.
Hold it down, maybe.
Is it green?
Oh, his is dead. Do you want mine?
There we go. I always appreciate fellow musicians, and so blessings to everything that you do.
Thank you.
And so I did have a question. You know, Octavia, we've seen every season there was a challenge, and she really elevated past it and became better and better and better as the season went by. And I know you played that character, you had to feel those emotions. I asked the panel before this as well. So what things from Octavia have you been able to like look within yourself and say, oh, I can be step above, I can be better within myself?
I learned from Octavia a bunch of things, but one of the things that I think that the writers really tuned in about me is, without getting too deep here, I've had a pretty fucked up life growing up, so I learned how to be tough as nails from a really young age. So it was really easy for me to dig into Octavia's being, to be a survivor, to do what's right, to be the loner, to be the outcast, to be the underdog, and to have to prove yourself. Plus, I'm the youngest kid of 4. So yeah, there you go. So do you know what I mean? When you're the youngest, you just gotta prove yourself. So I think those were all really helpful tools growing up that really helped build Octavia's character.
I'm the youngest of 4, and I'm the biggest just because.
Well, yeah, if I stood up next to you, I think I'd come up to your knees.
I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for your question.
Marie, how we doing?
We're going good. How are you going?
Good, thanks. Good. So I know you want to.
Oh, you're Boston accent.
Yeah. Don't know, but yeah, I was just gonna say, me and DJ Mike are working in Boston accent, so I want you to repeat after me, okay?
Yes.
All right. Duns.
Say it again.
Duns.
Like donuts?
No, Dunkins. Like Duns.
Duns.
You know Duns, like the Dunkin' Donuts.
No, I know Tim Hortons.
You know Tim Hortons. Okay. So try it again. Duns.
Duns.
Dunks with a K.
Dunks.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, we'll go get some dunks.
Yeah. That's right.
Now I understand.
That's right. 2 more. Chowder.
Chowder? Hey, let's go get some chowder.
Yeah, that's right. Mike, you know this one, buddy. So, not sprinkles, they're called jimmies.
Next time I talk to you, I want some jimmies on top.
Yeah, that's right. That was pretty good.
A little cherry with some jimmies on top?
Mike, how do we think, buddy? What do we think? I love it.
Nice job.
Well, let's give her a round of applause.
Nice job.
I'll show you in the harbor.
Yeah. Oh, go float yourself. Oh. Just kidding, Marie.
Just kidding too, I would never.
No, not
I'd
the
give you the
100,000
sprinkles. Or whatever you said.
Thank you.
Jimmy's.
Jimmy's, that's right.
That's
Oh, I
cute,
gotta
I
take
like
away
that.
from Tate.
I
Jimmy's.
need a Boston dictionary maybe.
You do.
Like an urban Boston dictionary.
Oh, yeah. Let me know. I can always help you out. So.
I'll switch it up for you and I'll give you a Canadian one. We got loads.
Oh, all right. Love that. Follow me on
Yeah,
Instagram. Dylan J. Steincross.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Allison, and I just wanted to ask, I know you had really amazing scenes with Adina Porter, who is just a legend.
She's one of my best friends.
Yeah, I love
We hang
her.
out all the time.
Oh my god. I love her so much, and so seeing y'all's dynamic from the very beginning, season 2,
Yes.
all the way up until season 7, do you have like any, I guess, since the growth was so big between your acting growth and the character growth, was there any like advice that you really gained and remember from her like specifically, or do y'all have a favorite moment with her on set?
I have so many favorite moments with her in my personal life.
Okay.
First and foremost, she comes over to my house and her and I just have the best 90s playlist of ours.
Yeah.
We just do these living room dance parties, just her and I. And like, it's just fabulous. I just love that woman. I can ask her about absolutely anything. She's so wise, smart, talented. I used to get really nervous around her while acting in front of her because I felt like she could act circles around me, which she can. She's just a fantastic human being, and I just feel honored to share the screen with her anytime I can.
And then my second question is, can you talk more about your dog? I don't know how to pronounce his name, but...
Soleil.
Soleil, okay. So how long have you had Soleil for?
I've had Soleil for 4 years. You can follow her on Instagram, Soleil all day. Because I don't really post on my account very much because it's not that exciting. But my dog is super fun, so you guys can follow her, Soleil all day.
What kind of dog is she?
She's a Frenchie.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much.
So, as a fellow Marie, and I'm Helen Marie, I've never met a Marie who Marie was their first name. Is Marie your first name?
Yeah, I'm Catholic.
All right. Well, most Maries that have that it's their first name, it's usually Maria.
Okay.
Because Marie is a struggle to put with a middle name. So I just
All
want
my
to know.
siblings' middle names are Marie.
Really?
Every single one, yeah. It's a Catholic thing.
But
in my
it's your
family.
first name?
It is, you bet. I would have changed Avgeropoulos. My God, I would have been called Smith. Yeah, 12 letters is a little long when you're trying to be an actress.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for the questions.
I have never spoken to the microphone, so I'm extremely nervous. I apologize. Less of a question. I brought this up at the meet and greet. Just wanted to give you a chance to talk about FFLB that you work with.
Great.
Because I love it. It's awesome.
Right. So if you guys check out my Instagram, Marie Avgeropoulos, there is a free documentary series that you can check out, my passion project. And it's about Food for Life Vrindavan, which is a town in rural India. And in rural India, young girls are a liability when boys are an asset. And unfortunately, they're sold off to child marriage when they're around 12 to 13 years old to much older men. So instead of that option, there's many schools that need sponsorship for girls that allow them to be educated instead of being sold and married at a young age. And then they go and they become teachers, they go become lawyers, they go become doctors, they go become whatever the hell they want. And it's a really great cause. So the documentary series that I did is free. It is on the link on my Instagram, Marie Avgeropoulos. And I'm coming out with a new documentary series in the next couple months as well, expressing how child marriage is also legal in almost all of the United States So I came to Boston a couple years ago to interview a woman who was groomed by a much older man, and a lot of other women that had difficulties going through the same process, which happens here right under our own noses. So if you guys are interested in any of that, these are my passion projects that I care about. Music and helping people.
Yes.
How did you first get involved in India with that particular location and your organization? How did you get involved?
I have a degree in television broadcast journalism, so I used to be a news reporter. Not many people know that before I became an actress. And I met a fellow journalist who needed to find another journalist that would be able to go over there and handle the really rough conditions. And I said I believed in the project and I was interested, and from there it just really took off, and it was so exciting.
That's great.
Yeah, it was devastating, but exciting because I am able to see the change in the work that we've done.
It's absolutely essential, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's thank Marie Avgeropoulos.
Thank you all for coming. It was really exciting to meet you. I'm honored.